Hey guys, today we had some kind of mini patch in the morning, which did include Rhea's Mainhand. So we have a Mainhand now for females, which is Salma. We have one for weakness, which is Hector, and we have one for bleed, which is Rhea, in the same, let's say, price bracket of commanders and Mainhands that you can buy controlled in the shop. It's the Enchanting Soul, which has the same pattern as the other Mainhands in the shop too. So you can buy one pack for 100, then 3 packs for 200, and after that I think 2 for 500 and 1 for 1k. I'm honestly only buying the 100 packs and the 200 packs with discounts, so I can tell this from Salma quite safely. With the 500 and the 1k, I will check that, but I'm not 100% sure now. So then question begins, of course. Is it good? Is it not good? And to be honest, first thing I like is that you can buy it controlled. It's like the first pay-to-win weapon that you can buy for a fixed price. Haley is for recharge, Arya is in Red Mine, Sinara is in the Arrow event, Andrea and Lats also in the Arrow event. I quite like that you can just have a fixed price, buy it, and have some sort of infantry base, even if you don't use it rare. But no, let's go on and look onto Rhea's weapon effect. If you look onto Rhea's normal awakening, you will see that she does a crit every 20 normal attacks, and the crit has a damage multiplier of 120%. And Rhea is silenced. That's pretty much basically the commander. If you unlock the Mainhand now, you will have a crit every 15 normal attacks, which means 33.3% more crits, basically 1/3. As an example, if you have 60 normal hits with each 20 attacks, you have 3 crits. With each 15, you have 4 crits. I have a report here which I made to look at when I 4-starred Rhea, how much of an effect she has, and what you can see if you don't look at the dragon's damage. It's like 7% of the normal attack damage you get from Rhea's crits as bleeding damage. And of course, you also get a bit of crit damage, which is not that easy to see. Basically, it's not a lot because she doesn't crit a lot. In the past, if you had Rhea and John, both were adding up their crit values and you had 170% crits. I don't have a report of the old system working, but at some point this got fixed. So now you have John crits doing 150% and Rhea crits doing 120%. This is important to notice when we look onto the 4-star weapon, because then you see Rhea will do a 150% crit and will crit every 10 normal attacks. In the past, the 150 would have added up onto John's crit and would have increased the damage of all crits. Since this is, let's call it, fixed, it's not working like this anymore. Still, you have double the activation of crits than without the Mainhand. So if you go back to me having 7% of bleeding damage without John, just through Rhea, then you would have 14% bleeding damage, more or less. A bit less because crits do a bit more damage. And there's also another kind of interesting thing with her 4-star ability, which is she's not silenced anymore. You can look for this, and I don't think that's a mistake, but I'm wondering how big of a change this really is, because, well, I believe on the 1st star, 2nd star, 3rd star, you get 10% crit damage every time, so 130, 40 and 50. And on 4 star you get the reduction of normal attacks and you get the silent effect removed. So now is the question, does Rhea then with her 4-star Mainhand fit into female? Well, I would say not really, maybe into something like female or hybrid. But then you can also always use Lats and Andrea, which gives you more stats and, in my mind, the better effect, because in a full female lineup, the crits won't do a lot. If something will happen because of this, then I could see some formations without the Nara running normal bleed and then adding Cersei with the 4-star main hand into it to disarm other bleed users. But that's also like highly theoretical, so I think the not being silenced effect is like kinda small. The extra crit damage is nice to have, and the more crits is for sure useful. Keep in mind that the better your Zenaro main hand is, the more crit attacks you will do, the more crits you will do, and wow. I think this is a pretty decent buff for the mid-spender bleed. I'm not exactly sure if you will notice this if you have John, but if you don't have John, I'm kinda sure. Still, for most people, I think the most useful stuff is unlocking it, get the base, put it on Rhea, 1/3 more crits, and be happy with this. If you have some more questions, just ask me.